Hello students, in this video I am going to explain few topics in antennas and microwave engineering. Let me first explain about the link budget, then the link margin and noise characterization in microwave receiver. This is a diagram for the wireless communication. Here we see the transmitter which transmits the signal. Then the transmitted signal is fed to the transmitting antenna. Via the free space, it will reach the receiving antenna and again the received signal is fed to the receiver. So by the time when the signal reaches the receiver, it will undergo different losses like feeder loss and the propagation loss. Now the received power is a very important factor in this link budget. So what is the necessity for this link budget and the link margin? Link budget is the design aid calculated during the design of a communication system to determine the received power to ensure that the information is received intelligibly with an adequate SNR. Link budget is a commonly used metric to evaluate the performance of a communication system. So in order to calculate the link budget, one must account for all gains and losses from the transmitter to the receiver over the air interface. So the link budget equation is written as received power is equal to transmitted power plus gain minus losses. So what is the link margin? This is nothing but the difference between a minimum expected power received at the receiver and receiver sensitivity. Various terms in Fritz's formula are considered for link budget because of the net effect on received power. Additionally, the line losses are impedance mismatch, atmospheric attenuation, and polarization mismatch are also included in the link budget. One of the terms in the link budget is the path loss. It is accounting for the free space reduction in signal strength with distance between the transmitter and the receiver. So L0 in dB is equal to 20 log 4 pi r divided by lambda, which is greater than 0. So this is the path loss. After including the various losses, the received power can be written as PR is equal to PT minus LT plus GT minus L0 minus LA plus GR minus LR. So this is also called as the Fritz's formula after including the link budget parameters. If the transmitting antenna or the receiving antenna is not impedance matched to the transmitter or receiver, then the impedance mismatch will reduce the received power by the amount 1 minus gamma square. We know the gamma is nothing but the reflection coefficient. So accordingly, the loss due to the impedance mismatch can be written as minus 10 log of 1 minus modulus of gamma square, which is greater than or equal to 0. So the maximum power transmission between the transmitter and the receiver requires both the antennas to be polarized in the same manner. If the transmitting antenna is vertically polarized and the receiving antenna is horizontally polarized, means then there will be a polarization mismatch that will lead to some losses, which is called as the polarization loss. In a practical communication system, it is designed to have the received power level greater than the threshold level required for minimum acceptable quality of service. That is minimum carrier to noise ratio or signal to noise ratio. So this design allowance for received power is referred to as link margin. The link margin can be 3 to 20 decibels and it is nothing but the received power minus minimum acceptable received power. So what are the benefits of the link budget? So the link budget provides a level of robustness to the system to account for variables such as signal fading due to weather, movement of mobile user, multipath propagation problems and other unpredictable effects that can degrade the system performance and the quality of service. How to improve the link budget and link margin? That is, the link budget and the link margin for the given communication system can be improved by increasing the received power or by increasing the transmitted power or the gain of the transmitting antenna, or reducing the minimum threshold power by improving the design of the receiver and changing the modulation method. So increasing the link margin involves an increase in cost and complexity. So excessive increases in link margin are usually avoided. Now let us see the noise characterization in a microwave receiver. We already studied about the superhidden radio receiver. In general, the radio receiver is a critical component of the wireless system, having reliably recovering the desired signal from the wide spectrum of transmitting sources, interference, and noise. A well-defined radio receiver must provide several different functions. First one is the high gain, to restore the low power of the received signal to a level near to its original baseband value. And the second one is the selectivity, to receive the desired signal while rejecting the adjacent channels, image frequencies, and interference. Then the next one is the down conversion. That is the down conversion from the received RF frequency to a lower intermediate frequency for processing. Then comes the detection of the received signal, whether may be analog or digital information. Then the isolation from the transmitter to avoid saturation of the receiver. Then the typical signal power level from the receiving antenna is from -100 to -120 dBm. And the receiver may require to provide the gain of 100 to 120 decibel. This is a diagram which shows the noise analysis of a microwave receiver front end, including the antenna and the transmission line contributions. So for this antenna, GA is antenna gain, eta radiation, that is this is the radiation efficiency. Then TP is the physical temperature, SI is the received the input signal, and TB is nothing but the background temperature, that is the antenna temperature of the region the antenna is looking at. Then coming to this, this is the transmission line. This is a transmission line loss and the physical temperature. And this part is the receiver. So the RF components consist of an RF amplifier with a gain GRF and the noise temperature TRF. Then the mixer with an RF to IF conversion loss factor LM and the noise temperature Tm, and an IF amplifier with the gain GIF and the temperature TIF. Then the output is this is the noise output and the signal output, N0 and S0. Usually the noise effects of the later stages can be ignored because the overall noise figure is dominated by the characteristics of the first few stages in the receiver. So the total noise power at the output of the receiver, that is N0, is due to the contributions from the antenna pattern, loss in the antenna, loss in the transmission line, and the receiver component. So the noise power will determine the minimum detectable signal level for the receiver, and for the given transmitted power, maximum range of the communication link. The entire antenna pattern can collect the noise power. If antenna has a reasonably high gain with relatively low side lobes, then we can assume that all noise power comes via the main beam. So that the noise temperature of the antenna is given by TA is equal to eta, the radiation efficiency eta into TB plus 1 minus eta into TP. So the noise power at the antenna terminals, which is also the noise power delivered to the transmission liners, Ni is equal to KBTA We know this K is the Boltzmann constant, B is the system bandwidth, and TA is the antenna temperature. And further it can be written as KB into, you just substitute for this TA from this equation, that is the radiation efficiency into the temperature TB of the background, then plus 1 minus eta into TP. TP is the physical temperature. If SI is the received power at the antenna terminals, then the input SNR at the antenna terminals is SI by NI. Then the output signal power is S0 is equal to SI into the gain of the RF amplifier GRF into gain of the IF amplifier GIF divided by the loss in the transmission line, then the loss in the mixer CLT into LM. That is equal to SI into the system gain. The output noise power is KB into the gain of the system into the overall system temperature T S/S. So the output SNR is S0 by N0 is equal to SI by KB into the overall system temperature, which is nothing but this expression. So to summarize, so the link budget determines the performance of the system. Then using the margins in the link budget, the expected SNR can be evaluated at given distance. Thank you.